All right, Jeff Zimmerman here with the GWOAT, two-time gold medalist, two-time undisputed, three weight class champion. How you doing, GWOAT?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Since you mentioned the gold medals, here they go.
I got a picture with you in those gold medals, by the way, at Cowboy Stadium when you came out here some years ago.
Okay. And you had said I was two-time undisputed. I'm three-time undisputed.
Three
One
times.
time, yep, I was one-time undisputed at 54, two times undisputed at 60. So it's two weight undisputed, but still three times undisputed though.
It's hard to keep track. You're just killing it
Yeah,
out there.
it's a lot of accomplishments.
Yeah, so listen, I know you're out in the UK, and for Savannah Marshall, she seems to be following in your footsteps, signing with the PFL and making her pro debut. Talk about that a little bit.
Um, from what I've been seeing and hearing, I'm her pure motivation for that. She couldn't beat me in boxing, so now she wants to try me in MMA. That's the whole narrative that's been through around, and I'm actually here to hope. I'm hoping that she wins tonight, and I just want to see her fight MMA just like I did. So she's fighting MMA under all the MMA rules, and we will see how she come out tonight. But yeah, she's definitely following in my footsteps, and she just wants to beat me at something. So, you know, if she wins tonight, or rather she loses, she's still going to be looking for a fight with me inside the cage. And everybody know I would street fight Savannah. I would fight Savannah in MMA. I'll fight her in boxing. I'll race against her in track. I beat her in checkers and chess. Whatever she want to do, I can I can beat her in. But I guess she wants to keep trying until she gets a W somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this interview though, Claressa. Usyk was on the three knockdown rule with Steve Kim and Mario Lopez, and he talked about training in MMA during his boxing training camps. Like he does grappling, judo. You need to go check it out. And it talks about how it
Usyk?
helps you. What's that?
Usyk does?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's pretty impressive. He just did the interview this week, and he talks, helps him with balance, inside, like with his hooks, with his punches. So I was wondering if you've seen any difference in boxing, while you've been training in MMA.
You know, I hate this question because it's like I'm giving away something to you that people don't know. But um I see the full body now in boxing. At first, I used to only be paying attention to the shoulders. Wherever they move up here, I can kind of dictate my moves. Now, with MMA, since I've had to condition myself to see the full body of a fighter because they're throwing knees and kicks and stuff, and they're making all these weird movements, now my eyes have widened in the boxing ring. Even if somebody is close to me, I can still see their entire body, which I don't like that because I feel like if somebody does something with their feet in boxing, they can't do anything with their feet except move, right? And I can navigate that by looking at them. But now in boxing, I see the full body, like the knees, the legs, everything. And that's not something that it's not a gift that I used to have until I started MMA. And then also too, MMA is a lot of cage work, and the grappling and the frames and all that stuff. And I've added it to my boxing game, to be honest with you. So when a girl is holding me and the ref hasn't broken it up yet, I know how to do a few frames to open up some shots and get some stuff in there. And I didn't know how to do that at first from just boxing. So I've added that to my boxing game from MMA.
That's impressive, and thanks for sharing those secrets because there's a lot to it. I mean, to go from and then for you to switch back and forth, how hard is that to go from what? Because the stances are different. Like you said,
Yeah,
MMA, you got to watch out for the feet and et cetera.
fans are. I mean, like the stance is different, the movement is different, but mentally, I just always tell myself that I'll never forget how to box. When I get inside the ring, I'm going to do what I do best. So it's been hard to change my stance from boxing stance in MMA. But when I do it for months, at least I know when I'm doing it. And like my coach sometimes yells out like, hey, you're in a boxing stance, get out of it. So when he yells that, I'm like, okay, let me widen my stance, and because I got to be able to be agile and catch kicks and things like that. So he yells those things out constantly when I'm in camp for MMA. But in boxing, I just go back to the same stance, same stuff that I do, because I've been doing it for over 17, 18 years now. Right. So it's hard. That's the only part that's hard about going back and forth, is just that MMA still is hard. Like I went back and forth to do boxing and MMA, then boxing and MMA again. And it's like every time I come back to boxing, I'm still the greatest. And then I come back to MMA and it's like, you're still a beginner. You're still a novice. Like, come on, like when do we learn how to stop a takedown? Like you've been doing this for 2 years now. Pick it up.
Right. Well, boxing for you is like riding a bike, but yeah. Listen, I don't want to forget though, you got a big fight coming up. You're going up to heavyweight. I mean, what you're doing is unheard of in boxing, period, women or men, going up against Vanessa Lepage-Joanisse, July 27th, I believe, back home in Detroit. Talk about that fight and what made you want to go up to heavyweight and to get another title, I presume.
Daring to be great. I called out Natasha Jonas at 154. I called out Terry Harper at 154. Those girls just did not want to fight me. It's all talk on the internet, but when we get to sending out contracts and shooting out emails and our promoters are talking, these girls don't want to fight. They don't want to fight the GWOAT. So I've conquered all the girls at 160. I beat the girls at 168. It wasn't nowhere else to go but up. So now we're here at heavyweight. And the heavyweight girls were kind of like, Claressa's the biggest girl down there, but they were kind of like, oh, but she's scared to fight against us. I'm like, scared to fight against y'all because y'all weigh more? Like, I was fighting heavyweights back when I weighed 147 in the amateurs. Like, what are we talking about? So I am daring to be great, just like Roy Jones did. He went from cruiser, I believe, or was it light middle? Was it middleweight?
I think he started at middleweight.
So same thing. He went from middleweight to heavyweight. I'm going from middleweight to heavyweight in the women's division. So I'm just daring to be great like Roy Jones, and I want to come out on top. And then after this, I'll be a 4-time division world champion. And that's all that really matters to me, is to keep adding to my resume and just proving the doubters wrong. I've seen so many comments where they're like, oh my gosh, she's biting off more than she can chew. These girls are heavyweight. She's coming from middleweight. These girls are going to smash her. And I just want to prove all them wrong. And I definitely want to prove Vanessa wrong first. And then probably after her, Lonnie Daniels, because she's popping her stuff saying that she should have been next. And it was like, we offered you to fight first. So what are you talking about? So if these heavyweight girls want to get handled, they can get handled, but I'm not scared of nobody, and I'm not scared to come up 2 weight classes. It means nothing to me. I'm going to come up. I'm going to dare to be great, and the game plan is to come out victorious and just continue being the greatest woman of all time.
Does this kill any chance of you fighting your new arch rival, Alycia Baumgardner, because you're going up?
That's not my arch rival. She's not shit to me. She's not nothing. When we talk about heart and stuff like that, she's fighting Delphine Pursoon in Costa Rica in August, I believe. And she's the undisputed champion down there, even though she just beat her PD case or whatever the case may be. And she's putting up 1 belt for the fight. That's not the type of undisputed champion that I can even relate to. Anytime I fought and I've been in a weight class where I was undisputed, I put all my belts up. The difference is she's putting up 1. So I'm not about to call a 130-pounder who had to earn the right to have her name mixed in with mine. I'm not about to give her that chance. So after I fight at heavyweight, I will be going back down to middleweight possibly, and I'll be defending my undisputed championship there. And if the girls at 154 want to fight me, I will fight them. And if a huge opportunity comes at 147, I will bust my ass and go down there. But She is not arch rival or whatever you just said. She's not that to me. She's an arch rival to Katie and Amanda. Them, those are the smaller girls. Me, she ain't no arch rival. She's a hater.
Yeah, fair enough. Thanks for that, Claressa. You and Tank have been sparring on and off on Twitter for a while now. He's got a big fight coming up against Frank Martin. Nobody's given Frank a chance. What are your thoughts on that fight? And can Frank pull off the upset?
I haven't done my research up on that fight. And as far as in the jabs back and forth, listen, Tank said something to me. I said something to him. He said something back to me. I said something back to him. He got angry. And that's what it is. You know, I'm a fan of his boxing. He's a great boxer. Needs to fight more stiff competition for sure. But hey, he's great in his own right. He's a knockout artist. I don't know if I wish him the best up in this fight because I'm cool with Frank Martin too. But hey, I just look forward to seeing a great fight if I watch it. You know, I got a bunch of stuff that I'll be doing. So if I watch this fight, their fight, I'll be looking forward to seeing who does what. But I ain't really been studying it to give my prediction and say who's gonna win, who's gonna lose, who's better, who's worse. It's just not. I've been doing.
Now, there was a fight last night. I don't know if you had a chance to see it. I know you're out in the UK, but Adrien Broner, I see the look. AB, what are your thoughts? Is it time to hang up the gloves, champ?
I mean, I love Adrien Broner, man. I do. I love Adrien Broner, man, but it's just the same thing since the Pacquiao fight, just over and over and over again. He don't let his hands go. Maybe his age has caught up with him. Maybe the wear and tear has caught up with him. I don't know. But I saw the highlights where Blair knocked him down and stuff. And I saw the lead up where Adrien was saying like he got bodies on him and he didn't kill people and stuff. And when I heard him saying that in the press conference, I was like, oh my God, he's not focused on the fight. He's focused on murders. I don't know what else. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But I had hopes in this being a great return fight for him. But I knew Blair Cobbs wasn't going to just lay down for him. And Blair is not a bad fighter either. He's not the most skilled, but he's very entertaining. He punches fast and hard, and he's always in great shape. So, congrats to Blair. I wish, Adrien a speedy recovery and, hope that he can decide what it is he want to do. But he's had a great career. So I'm not going to say if it's time for him to hang it up or not because I don't know. But I know he's a 4-time division world champion, and that's what I'm fighting to be in my next fight. And that when a fighter is ready to retire, that's up to them. So I pray that he just stays safe and continue on his journey and don't let it get him too down, on him losing and it being a crazy lead up, but I hope that he just bounced back. And if bouncing back means that he retires, cool. If bouncing back means that he go through another training camp and he tries to fight somebody else, cool too. But Adrien is he's a good fighter. He had a great career, and it's up to him when it's time for him to retire, not nobody else.
Last question for you, GWOAT. I know you got to roll. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul just announced their fight was rescheduled for November. I just read this morning, in fact, you would still love a crack at Jake Paul.
Jake Paul is not no good boxer. I'm not ever going to say that he is until he shows that. His fight with Tommy Fury, his fight with Nate Diaz, but I'm happy he brought casual fans to boxing. He's taught me a few things like building up my YouTube channel because I make money off YouTube now. But as far as in the fight with him and Mike Tyson is just crazy to me. Mike Tyson is 57, 58 years old. Jake Paul, I think I saw, is that dude 27?
27, I believe.
That fucker's younger than me. I'm 29. Crazy. I didn't know that. I think I just saw that somewhere like he's 27. I didn't know that. But 27 versus a 37-year, versus a 57-year-old man, like, but it's great for the casual boxing fans, but I'm only tuning in because I'm hoping the best for Mike Tyson, but this isn't the Mike Tyson who was 18 years old knocking out the best man in the world. This is Mike Tyson having not been in the ring for a while, going through everything he's going through, being an older legend. So, but hey, if Mike Tyson wants to get in there and he wants to box and he feels good enough to do it, hey, I'm all team Mike Tyson, but to me, Jake Paul hasn't earned the fight with Mike Tyson. It's just that he's has so many fans and got so much clout, and people just want to see him inside the ring with whoever. So he's built his brand like that. So you have to respect that. But as far as an actual boxing, if anybody think that Jake Paul can beat me in a boxing match, they just smoking dope, smoking a lot of dope. Like a lot. I don't know how much, but a lot. And it's not a disrespect to Jake Paul, but I'm a world champion boxer. I've been boxing since I was 11 years old. I'm 29. Just stop it. Just because he's a man doesn't mean that he can beat Claressa Shields in a fight. Like I really hate when I hear people say that. Like I'd be like, and if they want to prove it, like if Jake Paul wanted to pull up and spar, we could spar. He invites me to come spar. I would pack my bag up and I keep my mouthpiece in my purse. And I throw my mouthpiece in and we can work. And I can show him like you a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, but the girl got skills, and boxing is about the sweet science. And I have way more experience in boxing than him. But congrats to what he's doing. It's not that I want to fight him. I just know that I'm a better fighter. And if he disagrees or anybody disagrees to that matter, they should come show me that I'm not a better fighter. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Claressa, listen, congrats to what you're doing in MMA and boxing. I've promoted both sports with Hall of Fame ref Richard Steele. Enjoy the fights tonight and look forward to seeing you back in the ring in July.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. Take care.
Hey, Claressa.
Thanks,
so
guys.